Hello, everyone. Welcome one and all. Welcome to the Reach Plaza for today's Millennium Stage presentation brought to you by the Centene Charitable Foundation and the Marriott Foundation. Millennium Stage celebrates the human spirit by presenting free performances year-round. Our on-stage performances are broadcast live and available to stream on YouTube, Facebook, and at kennedy-center.org. Now, is everyone ready for Tuba Christmas? When I say tuba, you say Christmas. Tuba, tuba, tuba. You guys are ready. Let me give you up to your host, Chris Quaid. Enjoy.
Thank you and welcome to Tuba Christmas. Merry Tuba Christmas to every single one of you. We are so happy to see you, and we're so happy that this was able to happen. We didn't have a 2020 DC Tuba Christmas live. We had a small online version, but we're so happy to see real live faces today, and I'm thrilled to have our erstwhile tuba players here. It is not as big, but believe me, they're going to play 5 times louder, each one of them, so it will sound like 300 tubas. Every time I say that, our conductor gets a little bit more annoyed. And our conductor, he's been with us for a number of years. We're thrilled to have him back. I want to welcome Andy Hitz. So this is a participatory event, and we would like you to sing. Each of these carols we'll hear twice. The tuba players will play the first time through, and the second time through we want you to sing, and to help you sing, we have his first year with us, our sing leader, and I want you to welcome Bennett Umau. Thank you very much. Not a great deal about this concert changes from Tuba Christmas to Tuba Christmas, and so the next line in my speech says, I didn't notice many of you singing that last tune. But all of you are wearing masks, so I really didn't notice all of you singing that last tune. However, the next tune is set up for you. If you don't know the words, because these are very easy, all you have to know is fa la 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 la, la 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 la.
Number 3. Give you 3, 4. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la, la 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 la. Don we know our gay apparel, fa la la la.
That's quite an enormous sound, isn't it? We love to hear those low tubas, and that last note, that's exactly why we're here, is to hear those low notes. Tubas, let's play the last 2 measures of that piece again, and let's hear that low note at the end.
Last 2 measures of Deck the Halls. 3, 4.
Now, a lot of that sound came from the tubas in the very, very back, and you can see them lined up. We have 5 brave souls, and they're not playing tubas, they're playing sousaphones. It's a kind of cousin of the tuba, and sousaphone is named for the great, great Marine Band composer and conductor, John Philip Sousa. It's one of the only musical instruments. Yes, there you go. One of the only musical instruments named for the person who popularized it. He didn't invent it, but he popularized it. And we're going to hear those great low tubas in this next tune. And they're going to start off with a melody. God rest ye merry gentlemen. Did you fall?
All right, 3 beats.
So many of our Christmas carols come from countries all around the world, and that's absolutely the case with this next carol from France, one of our most beautiful Christmas carols. This is The First Noel. Did you know that tubas can take a bow? Tubas, let's take a bow. Did everyone get a picture? Do we need to do it again? Do it again, take a bow. That's the part the local repairman liked the best. So during the rehearsal, our conductor asked a very, very interesting and philosophical question that I think we all need to think carefully about as we listen to this next tune. The question is, was there a bad King Wenceslas?
All right, 2 beats.
Part of the fun of playing any Christmas concert is that you get to dress up a little bit more interestingly than you do on all of our other concerts during the year. For example, Concert Black can be decked up by a scarf with a mild number of buttons on it. But also you can decorate your instrument. We have some examples here of people who've gone above and beyond decorating the instrument. We have lights here, lights in the back. We are missing the sousaphone player that could play messages, but that's okay. Some people decorated themselves. We have a man in PJs. That's strong. And even when I look out in the audience, a lot of you are also sporting good cheer. And if you want to sport more good cheer, here's my shameless plug. You can get your own Tuba Christmas hat and scarf and other accoutrement at the table in the very back behind the tent. So you can go around with your own Tuba Christmas hat, and it will not look silly at all. So thank you for that. Our next Christmas carol did not start life as a Christmas carol. It started life as a poem. And there was actually a poem about war, about how war is this terrible, terrible thing, and how, there's just man being at war with man is this struggle that seems so unnecessary. And this was someone who just poured out their soul about this. Later on, it was set to music, and it has become a Christmas carol. It came upon a midnight clear. One of our traditions here at Tuba Christmas is to recognize some of the members of our ensemble. You see, this ensemble has never played together before today. Everyone was invited to show up with their tuba or euphonium or related instrument, and then we rehearsed and put it together. And so that's one of the very unique things about this concert. We also like to celebrate that any ages are welcome. And to almost prove that, we like to recognize our youngest and our most experienced tuba or euphonium players in the audience. So I want you to help me welcome, first of all, our youngest, under 10 for the first time in a number of years. Well, she's been under 10 her whole life. I want to welcome Jane Bowman. She is 9 years old. And those of you who might know the euphonium royalty would recognize the last name, and you might recognize the gentleman sitting next to her, her grandfather, who is Dr. Brian Bowman, retired Air Force band. I think Dr. Bowman was hoping for get the top and the bottom award today, but he was beat out by our most experienced performer, and topping out at a very, very young 77 years old. I'd like you to give a warm welcome to Mr. Bill Brose. It is kind of ironic that Christmas is itself a birthday, and yet to have a birthday around Christmas can be really challenging. You tend to get lost in the shuffle of everything Christmas. I know one of my nephew has a Christmas birthday, and another nephew has a birthday right after Christmas, and I don't know, I just forget them because it's Christmas, and I'm a terrible uncle. So I thought we would take the opportunity to celebrate someone who's having a birthday today. And I'm going to ask you to sing happy birthday to this gentleman. He is 13 years old today. Zachary, where are you? Zachary is right over here. He is absolutely thrilled that we've chosen to recognize him today. So we're going to sing happy birthday. Let's go. Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Zachary. Happy birthday to you.
And hopefully that will make up for a lifetime of Christmas birthdays. There's no easy way to segue into Angels We Have Heard on High.
And you just proved it. Number 17. Give you 3-4. Ready? 3.
This is the 48th year of Tuba Christmas. It all started with the first concert in 1974 in New York City, which is a wonderful story about a man calling up and asking to rent the stage next to Rockefeller Center for approximately 300 tubas that he hadn't met yet. And it has grown into concerts that happen at the Christmas time in over 100 countries all around the country and around the world. On a typical year, something on the order of 20,000 tuba and euphonium players will participate. So these concerts were the vision of the great Harvey Phillips, one of the finest tuba players and teachers ever, and he began them because he wanted to honor his own teacher, Bill Bell, who was born on Christmas Day. And Bill Bell was a great tuba player in New York City, played with the NBC Symphony, and so Harvey put together these concerts and kept them going. He had a good friend, Alec Wilder, do all the arrangements, and ironically, Alec passed away on Christmas Eve in 1980. And so Harvey kept these concerts going as a tribute to these great men, his mentors and the great icons of our instrument. Harvey himself passed away in 2010. He used to come to the DC Tuba Christmas every year, and so these concerts have now become a tribute to all those great men, and also to Harvey Phillips, who started it all. And we miss him every year, and we will remember him again this year while we play Silent Night. That was wonderful. Tubas, please take a bow. Those of you with sharp eyes might have noticed that there was one instrument here in the front row that seems to be spouting itself more than one bell. Typically these instruments only have one. The sound goes in one end and comes out the other. But we have here in front a double-belled euphonium. I think we have another one too in the back, right? One in the front and one in the back. That's four. The double-belled euphonium, do you want to explain about that? Yeah, would you like to talk about the double-belled euphonium?
This instrument was invented like in the late 1800s, and they were made up until mid-60s. If you remember The Music Man, 76 trombones, in the song they talk about double-belled euphoniums. And this is one. It's a 1947 Con. And no, the sound does not come out of both bells at the same time. One of the reasons this was used was when every little town had a band, you know, there might be a shortage of trombones sometimes, so you could make the sound come out of the small bell, make it like a trombone. Soloists would use it for special echo effects too, and today it's just a cool instrument, so here we are.
So what I heard out of that is the second bell replaces a trombone. That's what I heard. Wonderful, wonderful. So the next piece we're going to play, I actually dug up a little story about a couple years ago, and then I told it, and it just fell flat. So I'm not going to tell you that story. This is We Three Kings. Yes.
Weird. 15.
The past 2 years have been a challenge, a trial without precedent for most of us. And the cancellation of the 2020 Tuba Christmas was kind of a minor inconvenience when viewed against the backdrop of everything else. We are just thrilled and honored to be back with you this year. But unfortunately, we're missing a couple of our friends. In 2020, we lost longtime Tuba Christmas coordinator, Bob Palanch. Bob was an institution here, and you may remember him because he was at the registration table, or he was always holding a historical instrument, a serpent or an ophicleide. Those are his two favorite. And he was just a kind and gentle man. He was a repairman, and he was a private teacher too. And we miss him. We miss him terribly. It's tough for him And for many years, there was only one title Bob wanted that he couldn't get. That was the title of the most experienced player at Tuba Christmas. And that is because he was beat out by one man for many, many years. And that was Joe Lear of Milton, Delaware. Joe, another institution, was here every year. And his last Tuba Christmas in 2019, he was 95 years old. He also left us in 2020. So we remember our two friends, two legends, as well as a lot of others that we've lost over the recent years and throughout many, many years. As we play the next tune, there's no singing for this one. Just listen to the tubas play Lo How a Rose Are Blooming. So every year we talk about Harvey Phillips, the man who began this, the greatest of all of us. But behind every great man is very often a great partner. In his case, a great woman, his wife Carol. Carol Phillips was a man of uncommon intelligence and passion and will. Iron will. Trust me, people. She gave shape to Harvey's ideas, and she turned his passion into her life's work. She was also the mother of his 3 children. And as her name was Carol, we always celebrate her with our next piece. Harvey always dedicated it to her, and so do we. This is the Carol of the Bells. One of our many traditions in this concert is to celebrate all the children that come, and we usually have them come up here and help me with jingle bells. Now, this concert, we're not going to gather all of the children in one tiny, tiny space of air. And that's a disappointment, but I want to hear the children sing this. This is one of the greatest carols to sing because it sings itself. And this is Jingle Bells.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha, ha, ha! Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Audience participation is what actually gets us most excited about being a performer, and so we really, really appreciate it. I'm very, very happy so many of you turned out for this concert. Before we finish, I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't mention and thank all of the people here at the Kennedy Center who helped make this happen, from the volunteers, the people checking all of our vaccines, and the people who were ushers, and the sound and video camera people, and the guys who set up the chairs. And we're just thrilled that we were able to make this happen in this time. So I want to give them a round of applause. Sometimes between all of the events and the extras that go along with Christmas, we forget that Christmas is supposed to be kind of a happy and joyous season, and so this next carol is to remind you, this is Joy to the World.
First and third time, right? So we do it twice, first ending, third ending. Ready?
into the world the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
Take a bow. Thank you again for coming, and thank you especially to those of you who helped one of our performers, whether you were a mom or a dad or an older brother or sister. I saw you guys lugging those cases. Make them carry their own cases. Yes, they can do it, but thank you so much. And we want to wish you a very Merry Tuba Christmas.